Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It's Garlaanx here bringing you a new Neverwinter video. And today, as the title suggests, we're going to be looking at Module 25 and doing a gear showcase. Now I know this video is extremely late. If you watched my video Neverwinter Estelle in 2023, I explained what was going on with me personally and everything and like that. So this video is mainly for those that still come to my channel and don't necessarily play the game or log into the game very often, if at all, just to show people the latest content, the latest gear. Maybe it'll entice them to come back and try the new content or whatever. Because Module 25 has already been out for 3 weeks, folks. This video is extremely late. However, I still wanted to have it for my own personal archives on the channel. So we're going to run through all of it just very quickly and get it out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and dive right into it. So with Module 25, it is an add-on to Module 24, North Dark Reaches. So we do have a new trowel. With the new trowel, basically brings best in slot weapons. You can see you deal a heal up to 5% additional damage based on the difference in hit points and the player. So you're going to gain that 5% bonus at around 50% full potential. You and nearby allies are granted the following depending on your role. And this effect stacks up to 5 times. So that's another 5% outgoing damage. So we're up to 10% outgoing damage. And then finally, when you're in the Underdark, which is the latest content, so if you're in Master of the Spiders, you're in the new Trowel, you're in either of the 2 new zones, you gain another 5% damage. So, this is the first weapon set. This is the highest weapon set that we've ever had. This is 15% total outgoing damage. Hands down best in slot, most likely, for most DPS classes. Again, it's not going to be easy to obtain. It is from the new trial. It's going to be a while. So, my question is, and I posed this question before, if people are using stronghold weapons, is this going to stack with stronghold weapons, or does everyone have to have the trial weapons? As you can see, it says, this effect may stack up to 5 times when allies are equipped with a set of familiar weapons. So, like I said, is the stronghold weapon stacking with this? If a PC player has these already, can you please let me know in the comments? I'm just curious to see and know. Because basically they just smashed 2 weapon sets together. The Mod 24 weapon set, they basically took this set, smashed it with stronghold weapons, and now we have a 2050 item level, pretty much best in slot weapon for DPS. Again, it's 15% outgoing damage. If we take a look at it, has sort of like a spider feel to it, a drow feel to it. And then, of course, we have the offhand as well to go with it. Moving right along, we have a new set of gear coming in Module 25, Menzo Baranzan. Starting with the helmet, damage or heal. You gain 1.5% power and 1% movement. Stacks 5 times. So it's a new power helmet, nothing spectacular. 2,000 item level on all this gear, just like it was 2,000 item level on Module 24. Breastplate. When you have a shield or temp HP, your ranged powers do 7% more damage. Not horrible. If you have like a paladin healer in your group who's going to constantly giving you shield, then you're going to have 100% uptime on this. The only downfall to this is that it's not doubled, right? So if you're in the Underdark and it was doubled and it would be 14% more damage, then I can see people using this. We have the Bragan Arms. You have a 10% chance to deal 250 additional magnitude damage to a single target when using ranged attacks. However, it does have an internal cooldown of 20 seconds. I've seen a lot of people navigating toward these arms for single target. In my opinion, they're really not that good. I've ran tests on it already. In a 5-minute test, it was, doing like 400,000 damage or something. So it does a little bit of damage. And the arm slots is one of those slots where we don't have very many options end game for the arm slots. So yeah, for single target, you can toss these in here if you so choose. The boots, when your action points are less than 80%, crit severity is increased by 6%. So, you should always be using your daily when it's up, obviously. So, it doesn't have, obviously, 100% uptime, but you should always be using your daily. So, as long as your daily, your action points are below 80%, you'll get that little bonus. I prefer static percentile statistics that I know are going to be there, not with some sort of stipulation. Then we have a second set here. Performance Soul Weave Soul Spark. It's a healing helmet, increased by 15%. Defense Awareness, Critical Avoidance. This is an actual debuff. Then we have your threat is immediately reduced. You gain incoming healing and outgoing healing. However, again, it has a 20-second cooldown. And then the boots, 1,500 outgoing healing for each enemy you are engaged in combat with, 10 targets. So that's a lot of outgoing healing in an AoE situation. Now we can exalt the gear from Mod 24. So you can make the Mod 24 gear exalted and make it mythic, and then you gain item level on it, which is this right here is the highest item level in the game as far as armor goes. And then you gain some statistics by exalting it. For instance, the helmet, the 2000 item level helmet, I believe is only 1%. Yeah. So it's 2,000 item level, the module 24 helmet, 2,000 item level, and you only gain 1% action points. If you exalt it, it actually goes up to 3% action point gain, which is really nice. The last time we had Executioner Zill was on the Primal boots. It was a long time ago. Now, I don't think Executioner Zill stacks. I am unable to test it at this time. If anyone knows out there, if they stack, please leave comments below, guys. I don't think they stack. That would be insane for an AoE build to wear the Primal boots as well as this new helmet. That would be 6% action point gain on every enemy you kill. You'd constantly be refreshing your daily. I don't think they stack. You do 6% more damage to enemies that are not facing you. This bonus does double in the Underdark. So, for single target, that's 12%. That's actually pretty decent for 12%. We all know 12% is not really 12%. It's probably an overall damage of increase of like 5 to 6%, maybe 7%. But on paper, it says 12%. So take that with a grain of salt. It's just Neverwinter. It's how it is. 12% is not actually 12%. If you can afford to move your statistics around and use this, again, this would be for single target AoE situations. You're not going to have the back of your enemies. You're going to be dodging and moving around in AoE. This is solely for pretty much single target. But again, 12% DPS if you're in the Underdark, all the new maps essentially. Critically strike with your powers, you 15% chance to deal 175 magnitude damage around you. Again, it has an internal cooldown of 15 seconds. I tested these two for AoE. Not the best AoE, unfortunately. Again, however, we don't have very many great arm slots, so, do with that as you will. Boots, 5,000 power. And then you gain a specific stat if you're in Temple of the Spider only. I wish this would just be the Underdark. That way they would be best in slot for the trial and all content for that matter. At least the latest content, rather. But this is only Temple of the Spider. So if you're running Temple of the Spider, you get 6% outgoing DPS and then 5,000 power, which isn't horrible at all. If you exalt the second set of this, it goes up by 5%, so now it's 20% Divinity, Performance, and Soul Weave. And then the same for all the rest. There are 2 new artifact sets. We have the Domination set and then the Odrin set. Now the thing with these, the wand and both of the artifacts are now the highest artifacts in the game. At Mythic, these go to 1500 item level. If we look at the 3-piece set here, increase all your attributes by 2 when you use the daily power, gain 5% power, combat advantage, crit severity, 15 seconds, blah, 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 blah. It's okay for some classes. Rangers still sporadically use their AP. So, you know, attributes aren't really huge in Neverwinter. Yeah, it gives you a little boost, but the boost is barely noticeable. So, using this as an active set, I don't see a lot of people doing. There's still way better sets out there. Still 3-piece sets out there that are better. However, if you're an item level whore, well, now you have these 2 new artifacts are both 1500 item level at Mythic, which I'll show you guys. But then you have the Hypnotizing Pendant, as well as the Beholder Belt for the Domination set. The Domination set drops out of the new trial. The Odrin set you're going to get from the campaign. If we just go up here really quickly. So yeah, 1500 item level. Again, if you're an item level whore, then these are going to be best in slot for you as like your secondary artifacts, not your primary artifact, but just artifacts you're slotting. The Domination has decent stats on it for DPS. It's power, crit severity, accuracy. And then the Odrin is accuracy, combat advantage, and then unfortunately combat or control resistance. Now there is a third artifact coming in mod 25, which I do have to mention. It's all the way at the end here somewhere. And again, it is 1500 item level. It's the Rod of Pain. Now, unfortunately, this is the pay-to-win Rod of Pain. The only way to get this Rod of Pain is actually buying it on the Zen market. It's power, crit severity, and combat advantage. Again, 1500 item level on this, though. So there is 3 artifacts in the game currently with that 1500 item level. Okay, so that's that. Now rings. Of course, we have new rings. A whole new set of mythic rings, legendary and epic. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to hover over them as quickly as we can here. Save some time. All of the new mythic rings are dropping in the trial. The legendary rings and the epic rings drop in the campaign zone. I'm just going to hover over these and we're going to go through them here. Lothian Vengeance. Now, I will mention the 2-piece bonus. Just like we had the 2-piece bonus in North Dark Reaches, the mythic rings that drop out of Temple of the Spider, they have a 2-piece bonus. The new rings also have a 2-piece bonus, and it's basically you deal 2% more damage to bosses. Your attacks have a 10% chance to deal 100 extra magnitude damage. Again, I tested this, not the best, unfortunately. The damage coming from this is insignificant. So I'm just going to hover over these rings. You guys can pause the video if you need to. So Lothian Vengeance, Repulsion, Anger, Rage, Arrogance, Abrasion, Dominance, Aberrance, Pain, and Spite. Now, as far as DPS goes, these 2 here that I have are pretty much going to be your go-to. When in combat with only one enemy, your crit severity is increased by 5%. When you have more than one enemy, you also gain another 2.5 combat advantage. And then the Arrogance is when your stamina is over 75%, your combat advantage is increased by 6%. When your stamina is under 30%, your incoming healing is increased by 6%. Legendary rings. the Emerald Drow Ring, you gain 3,000 combat advantage, just flat out, okay? When you're in Menzo Baranzan during a district lockdown, then you gain 7% movement speed and 5% combat advantage. So these are basically for players that are farming the new campaign, and during the lockdown event, you gain some additional statistics here. Again, I'm just going to hover over these. These legendary rings are unbound when they drop, so you can actually buy these off the auction house, and the prices have gone down dramatically. They're 1,700 item level rings, so if you're a new player just coming back to the game or a casual, these rings aren't horrible, and you're able to purchase them. So we have the Sapphire, we have the Ruby, we have the Ivory, and then we have the Diamond. And then again, we have Epic Rings, and they're 1,600 item level. So Observation, Assault, Control, Midnight, and Consequence. All of these, again, are unbound when they drop. You can buy them. Moving along, we have the clothing. Whole set of clothing. So the Regal North Dark shirt, 6% movement speed in the Underdark. The pants, 5% recharge speed, doubling in Menzo Baranzan. And then you also gain 10% damage against Strider House Captains. So if you're strictly farming that campaign currency during the lockdown, you gain 10% damage against those House Captains. The pants aren't horrible, because, you also gain that 10% recharge speed. And then, of course, they just have all different statistics on all those. The second set, when your stamina is under 50%, your movement speed is increased by 5, and your power is increased by 7,500. And then these are all statistically different as well. So you have your recharge speed, combat advantage, 8% damage against Drow and Spiders, which is nice if you're farming Temple of the Spider, for instance. Forte and Outgoing Healing. And then you take 8% less damage from Drow and Spiders. And then we have the pants to go along with those. Killing a Drider House Captain gives you 6% accuracy for 30 minutes. And this effect expires when you leave Menzo Baranzan. So again, if you're farming Mod 25 campaign, newer players, casual players, whatever, these aren't horrible to have. And then these all have different statistics too. So this one's crit severity, combat advantage, critical strike, and critical avoidance. And then that's pretty much it, guys. So we have a new 3-piece fashion set that comes from the campaign. And then that's pretty much it for the gear showcase. There is a companion to gain more campaign currency. I don't know where he is. If he's even in collections. It's a Zen Market exclusive. You have to, of course, buy it. Is he not in collections? He might be, and I might just be missing it. I'm on the preview server currently, so I can't show you guys because there's no Zen Market on preview. Is he really not in collections? I don't think he is in collections, to be honest. But there is a new, of course, campaign companion. You have to buy it from the Zen Market. Yeah, he's not in collections. So, if you do want to see that companion, go and look at my updated Zen Market video. I do believe I showcase him in there. So that should be everything for Module 25 as far as all the gear and that goes. I don't think I missed anything. Maybe I did. Who knows? But that is Module 25. I know it's 3 weeks late, but I have my reasons for it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully we got through that as fast as possible. My overall opinions on Mod 25 is I'm not a fan personally. There are actually a lot of people that do enjoy it and are liking it. So more power to the player. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. Leave me comments below. Tell me if you're enjoying your experience in Menzo Baranzan. I'm just personally not a big fan of trials. So again, if you watched my Neverwinter is Stell in 2023 video, I talk a lot about that. You know, like, we haven't had a new dungeon in years. We haven't had a new skirmish in over 5 years. Neverwinter's coming up on its 10th year anniversary. The game is what it is at this point. Module 25 brought a lot of other changes as well. Oh, you know what? Let's actually go ahead and look in the campaign real quick. There's other stuff in the campaign. My apologies. If we actually go ahead and look at the campaign itself. It's another long campaign, guys. 10-week campaign. Fashion. The end reward here is an insignia choice pack. You get a co-mote, some trade bars, and some upgrade tokens. Aragon put out a video. These are reclaimable on every character. The co-mote is not. So if you do the campaign on multiple characters on your account, every character can collect the 50 mount tokens and the 500 trade bars for 4 weeks. So if you invest 4 weeks of your time on every character, you're actually going to get 50 mount tokens and 500 trade bars on every character that you do. And then you can transfer both mount tokens and trade bars amongst your characters. You're not going to get a co-mote. And I highly doubt you're going to get the insignia choice pack. Now, whether or not this is a bug and they fix it, I don't think it is. It'll be in the game. So if we go ahead and look at the store, there are, again, a few new items in here we need to look at. There are new insignias. So we have the balance. We have the precision and the rhythm. And then we also have new double-statted enchantments. Aquamarine, Sapphire, and Ruby. So accuracy, crit severity, combat advantage, critical strike, and power accuracy. So if you want to split your statistics instead of using the single-statted statistics that we have had, now we have dual-statted. And then there are 3 new enchantments as well. Lightning Flash increases your accuracy and critical strike. Is decent. I have a whole separate video talking about this. We'll get to that. Then we have Fortification. And then we have the Living Hex. Now that should be it. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave them below. That's all I got for you. I'll see you guys real soon.